Hello everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NBA on Thursday, February 24th, 2022. We're going to have NBA player props, spreads, over-unders here for you today. We're going to have 5 picks that I think are great value bets for the Thursday NBA slate. Guys, we hit 3,000 subscribers last episode, so you know what that means. We're doing our Parlay giveaway today. So in order to be eligible for the winnings from that parlay, all you got to do is be subscribed to the channel, like and comment on the video, and you'll be entered in for a chance to win some of the pie from that parlay. So really psyched about that. Had some help from Gotta Get the Bag putting that parlay together. So we'll show that at the end of the video. We'll go through each leg, why we like the parlay and why we think he has a great shot to hit. And hopefully we hit it so we can give it all back to you. That is the goal. Really psyched to be back here in the NBA, guys. We've had the last week off. We made a lot of improvements here at the channel. You'll notice our new channel graphic that we have up here now. We have our how-to betting video also out. We also have some merchandise updates on our website at straightfirepicks.com. So check out all that stuff, guys. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate all of the support here at the channel. We are on the road now to 4,000 subscribers, so let's continue to absolutely crush it here at the channel. We've been on a heater here at the channel as well. 49, 20, and 1 run here heading into the All-Star break. So we're coming out of the All-Star break with some good momentum. Let's keep that going here today. Be sure, guys, to check out our community Discord page as well. It's a great place to connect with our community. We'll have a link down in the comment section and in the description where you can check that out. We always have a lot of fun in the Discord, guys, so I highly encourage you to check that out. Be sure to also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. We'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now a quick shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. So you see this beautiful list here running down the side of me of all our Straight Fire MVPs. Our newest Straight Fire MVP yesterday, Stefano Cerna. Appreciate you, Stefano, for joining the MVP club. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there was a join button down below. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description as well, where you can become a Straight Fire MVP. So it's really just a great way to support the channel, guys, and what we do here at the channel. So I appreciate all of you here at the channel. Without further ado, let's get right into our results from the previous episode. So for our comment cappers, we had Lane Johnson calling the Giannis Antetokounmpo over 29.5 points last Thursday. He was able to cash that, so great call out there from Lane. And we also had Dion McMillan calling the Tyrese Maxey under 4.5 assists, able to cash that one as well as he finished with 4 assists. First, our stream results, we got another sweep. We got the baby 2-0 sweep. We had Tyrese Maxey actually over 24.5 PRAs. He had like 21 at halftime. Made it quite the sweat on us. Almost didn't get there, but he did get there in the final 10 seconds. Knocking down some free throws to finish with 25 PRAs. And then we also hit the Dallas Mavericks spread as well, minus 3.5 spread. So very solid episode for us, continuing a nice hot run that we've been on here, 49, 20, and 1. Let's get after it today, though, guys. Let's keep it cooking. We got 5 picks today. There was a lot of stuff that really stood out to me here today. So let's get after it today. Let's get this 5-0 sweep. So getting right into our picks at number 1. We are going with De'Aaron Fox over 34.5 PRAs here for the Sacramento Kings at minus 118 odds. You guys will recall we played De'Aaron Fox here earlier in the week and he cashed easily there for us. Love the matchup here again for Fox, guys. Obviously the research on him is pretty good as far as his recent trends. He's 10 out of his last 15 to this line. So that's obviously very solid. He's scored 26 plus points in 6 straight games. So he's been on an absolute heater, particularly scoring the basketball. The reason I really like his PRAs, though, I really see him starting to find that connection with Domantas Sabonis. We saw it last game where he had 9 assists. He also gobbled up a bunch of rebounds as well. So Fox is really taking on the role as being the leader of this team here lately. We've seen that in his play. We've seen that in his aggression as far as in his style. He's really looking to be more aggressive, not only at the offensive end, but also grabbing rebounds and also just in general leading this team. So he's doing a great job right now. Like I said, 26 points in 6 straight games. He's cashed in 2 of the last 3 meetings here versus the Denver Nuggets, including 42 PRAs in the matchup there in January, so we love to see that. The last 6 games in February, De'Aaron Fox is averaging 38.2 PRAs. So we talked about it. He's obviously doing a very good job right now. Really just all around. I see that improving, obviously, as his connection with Sabonis improves. So, matchup-wise, the Nuggets allow the third most points, the seventh most rebounds, and the ninth most assists to point guard. So what do we call that when we have three inside the top 10 like that? We got the trifecta, baby. So we love to see that, guys. We really do. I know I say it a lot, but we do love to see it. That is something that obviously is very good. Love the trifecta matchup for our PRA. So that's what we're going to roll with here on De'Aaron Fox. Look for him to keep it going. This game should be fairly close. The spread is set to 4.5. Nuggets coming into this game 4.5 point favorites on the defensive end. If they're weak, it's against point guards. So love it there, guys. For our number one pick, De'Aaron Fox over 34.5 PRAs here for the Sacramento Kings at -118 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Isaiah Stewart over 8.5 rebounds here for the Detroit Pistons at -120 odds. So Stewart is 8 out of his last 10 to this line, so that's obviously very solid. He rebounds the ball slightly better here at home on the season. 8.6 rebounds per game at home versus 8.3 on the road, which is pretty solid. Gives us a little bit of an edge there. Isaiah Stewart also versus the Cavaliers in his career has had some really good numbers if you really look into it. He's had 16 rebounds and 12 rebounds in the 2 home games versus the Cavaliers, which obviously is very good. That's well above this line. The 16 obviously is just about double, so we'd love to see that. Just make it real easy on us. Let's cash in the first half. We'd love to see that. But obviously he's had success here versus the Cavs. If you even look at the games where he had 7 and 6 rebounds here versus the Cavs in the other 2 games on the road, that was just due to light minutes. If he got there with the minutes, he would have cashed those days as well. One game he played 15 minutes and the other game 24 minutes. So, when I averaged out his rebounds with the expected minutes I'm expecting him to play in the 30-minute range. This is actually based on 29.7 minutes. He averages 12.05 rebounds per 29.7 minutes played versus the Cavaliers in his 4 games in his career versus the Cavs. So, obviously, that's very solid. And on the season, this is a solid matchup overall. The Cavaliers allow the 13th most rebounds on the season to centers, which is solid. And obviously here, we got some good news as far as this goes. Yesterday, Karis LeVert and Darius Garland ruled out for this game. So that should create some more bricks here for the Cavaliers. Obviously, you're taking Garland off the floor, who is one of the more efficient offensive pieces. He also creates for other people. So we should see some less shot making here from the Cavaliers and more breaks and more rebound chances here for Isaiah Stewart. And this was the stat that really got me here with Stewart. So when I was looking at Stewart, he's averaging 19.3 rebound chances per game in the last 10 games. That is 5th in the NBA. Up there with Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. So obviously that's very, very good. If you're in that breath, and the rebound line's only 8.5, there's a lot to love about that. Now the only consideration to the downside you got to consider here is Marvin Bagley now being on the team. Does it affect his rebounds? Time will tell. We only have a 2-game sample of that, and he had rebound logs of 6 and 9. So he did cash still in one of those games with Bagley. And his rebound chances dipped to 14. But like I said, that is such a small sample size, and you're playing a team like Boston who put up 111 points. So I'm not too concerned, honestly, about that. Stewart's minutes weren't impacted, which was the most important thing to me. But it is definitely a consideration. But overall, guys, this checks a lot of boxes for me. So I love it there for our number 2 pick. Isaiah Stewart over 8.5 rebounds here for the Detroit Pistons at -120 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with Trae Young over 8.5 assists here at -142 odds. So Young is 8 out of his last 10 to this line, which is obviously very solid. He's averaging 9.6 assists per game on the road versus 9 per game at home. So obviously this game's going to be played in Chicago, so that's solid. We have a little bit edge here on the road as well. He's averaging 16.2 potential assists per game, and he has an adjusted assist line of 11.1. So that's really what he should be getting. And that's the last 10 games. So he's really been really solid to this line. He's taking on a Bulls team here that's actually allowed the 4th most assists in the last 15 games. They have not been very good on the defensive end, particularly on the perimeter. No Alex Caruso, no Lonzo Ball. We've actually bet a lot against the Bulls in these similar type of spots, and we've been cashing. So I think this is another great spot here for Trae Young. And this was an interesting stat that I found. You'll notice that John Collins is doubtful for this game, so likely not to play. And if that's the case, Trae Young is 10 out of his last 11 to this line without John Collins on the floor. So very interesting. The only loss to the line was last game versus the Magic, in which he only played 25 minutes. And honestly, I expected him to miss that line anyway, because he had never done it versus them. He had been really bad versus the Magic as far as cash and assists. But here versus the Bulls, he's had success versus the Bulls, guys. He's 4 out of his last 6 versus the Bulls to this line. He's 2-0 this season versus the Bulls to this line with a rebound with assist logs of 11 and 9. So it's obviously very solid. I was also very comfortable to take this at 9.5. So if your book has this at 9.5, don't be scared to take it at 9.5. I would have taken it there. They actually moved the odds down while I was doing research on him to get over 8.5. It was at 9.5 originally, which I was still going to take it there. So I love it at 8.5. I love it at 9.5 for plus value. So there's a lot here to love for Trae Young. We should see a lot of points. The over-under for this game was set at 234.5, so we should see a lot of points and a lot of opportunities here for Trae Young. You can also look at his points and assists. That's also a very good bet as well. So I love it there, guys. For our number 3 pick, Trae Young, over 8.5 assists here for the Atlanta Hawks at minus 142 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we are going with D'Angelo Russell, over 26.5 points plus assist here for the Minnesota Timberwolves at minus 115 odds. So Russell is 6 out of his last 11 to this line with a hook. But the reason why this one really came into focus for me, guys, is his history versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Now listen to this. So his last 5 games versus the Memphis Grizzlies, this is his points and assist logs. 35, 33, 37, 36, 33. That is what you call consistency, guys. Every game that he's been with the Timberwolves, he's cashed. Not only cashed, though. He's cashed very, very convincingly. Easily. So I'm expecting more of that here today, obviously. Ja Morant, not the best defender in the world, so that's really where teams can potentially take advantage of the Grizzlies at times. The Grizzlies have allowed the 10th most assists on the season to point guards. Now, what's interesting is they're actually allowing the 10th fewest points to point guards, which is kind of interesting when you look at that. But I love the success here for D'Angelo Russell. I can't stress it enough. That type of success is worthy. That really is like a star next to that success. That is everything you want more. He's also cashed in 8 of his last 9 games overall versus the Grizzlies as well, even when he was on a different team. But obviously with the Timberwolves, he's been very, very consistent. You know, if you saw one in there that was like maybe like 27 or even like 28, I'd be a little bit more like, but he's consistently above 30. His lowest was 33, which is clearing the line by about 6 or 7. So, and then obviously giving us 37 there on the top end. So, you know, Russell, you know, and he's been doing fairly well recently to that trend as well. Like I said, 6 out of 11 with a hook. That's also pretty solid as well. And we got an over-under here for this game, guys, set to 239. So we're going to have a ton of opportunities for this game. So there'll be a lot of points and assist opportunities here for Russell. Hoping he can knock this one out fairly early for us and not make us sweat too much. But do love it there for our number 4 pick, D'Angelo Russell, over 26.5 points plus assist at minus 115 odds. Okay, guys, and finally at number 5, we're going with DeMar DeRozan, over 28.5 points here for the Chicago Bulls at minus 112 odds. So this feels like a trap. I don't know if you guys have been following DeMar DeRozan, but he's been on an absolute tear over the last few weeks here in the NBA. So this line makes 0 sense. And I mean 0. So in some ways it feels like a trap. But you know what? If that's the way I have to lose, with all this research here backing this up, I guess that's the way it's going to have to be. Because we're going to get right into it here, guys. DeRozan is averaging 34.3 points per game in his last 16 games. That's obviously really, really good. That makes him 14 out of his last 16 to this line. So he's only missed this line twice in his last 16 games. He's had 7 straight games of 35-plus points. Just keeping in perspective of how good he's been. He's been absolutely incredible. And he's got a matchup here with the Atlanta Hawks, who allow the 9th most points to point guards and the 9th most points to small forwards. This is definitely a plus matchup for him as well. In his 2 games already on the season versus the Hawks, he's had point logs of 35 and 20. But obviously, I love the current trend he's on and how hot he's been. But we'll obviously take that 35. That is exactly what we're looking for. He's 2 out of 3 overall in his last 3 to this line here with the Bulls. He also had 36 in his game there with the Spurs as well. His last game versus the Atlanta Hawks. So that's obviously very solid as well. And, you know, the Hawks here, guys, are just not a great defensive team. You know, the 28th in defensive efficiency. We had an over-under for this game set to 234.5. So we know we're going to have a lot of points and assist opportunities here on both sides. And, you know, the only consideration, I guess, here for DeRozan was, you know, how does Zach LaVine impact DeRozan as far as his points go? Well, DeMar DeRozan is still 6 out of his last 8 to this line with Zach LaVine in the lineup. And he had a hook also as well in one of the losses. So he's still having just as much success even with Zach LaVine there on the floor. And DeRozan's been an absolute beast. So there's no reason why I look for that to change here, guys. I think he's going to get it done. It is scary because it feels like the books are on to something when they set his line here this low and how hot he's been. So I do love it there, guys, though. For our number 5 pick, DeMar DeRozan over 28.5 points here for the Chicago Bulls at minus 112 odds. Okay, guys, now it's time for us to make way for the parlay. So this is our parlay, and if this hits, we'll be giving this all away to you guys. You just have to subscribe to the channel and also like and comment on the video to have a slice of the pie here, guys. $3,000 win if this hits. Now, obviously, the research behind this, why we like this. Isaiah Stewart double-double. Why do we like that? Well, he's 2 out of his last 5 to this line, which doesn't sound great on the surface, but you consider the odds. I mean, this is going to be a risk. I mean, we're gonna need some strokes of good fortune here to hit this, obviously. But Isaiah Stewart is actually 2 out of his last 4 versus the Cavs as far as getting a double-double, and he's actually 2 out of his last 2 in Detroit. He's gotten a double-double in both those games in Detroit that we talked about. That's plus 310 odds, so it's one of our big legs here on the parlay. That's probably our highest odds, biggest long shot of the parlay, if you will. And then we have D'Angelo Russell, 25-plus points here versus the Grizzlies. He's cashed this in 5 out of his last 6 games versus the Grizzlies, so that's obviously very solid. That's at plus 260 there. And we got DeMar DeRozan, 35 points. He has gotten this, like I said earlier, in 7 straight games. So I think we're having a great shot here, and this is another great matchup. He's also gotten this in 2 out of his last 3 versus the Hawks. That's obviously very solid there for plus 285. And then we have De'Aaron Fox, 30-plus points here for the Sacramento Kings. He's had no less than 26 points in his last 6 games. So he's been hovering right around 30. He only got there technically once. That was last game where he had 33. But I think he's really been growing, and he's going to have great opportunity. You know, he's only technically gotten there once in his last 6, but he's been right there. So I think he's got a great opportunity here and a great matchup versus the Nuggets. His last game out versus the Nuggets, he had 30 points versus the Nuggets. So I think he'll also have a great shot to get there as well. So that is our parlay, guys. Like I said, we'll be giving this all away to you if it hits. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We are on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Your guys' support at the channel has been absolutely unbelievable. And once again, I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you. I really do. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there is a link down below where the join button is. There'll also be a link in the comment section and in the description as well where you can check that out. It's just a great way to support the stream. And don't forget to comment on the video as well, subscribe to the channel, and also like the video for that chance there at the parlay. So we'll be giving away $100 to 30 winners. I think that's the way that we want to do it. So really pumped about that, guys. Hoping we can hit this so we can give some money away. But anyway, I appreciate all of you. Good luck today in the NBA. Let's cash. It's so good to be back with you here, guys. Had some great, much-needed rest here in the last week. Being off here from the NBA, was able to get some stuff accomplished here at the channel. So hope you guys enjoy the changes. Let me know what you guys think. Love to hear your guys' feedback as well. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for me. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you back here next time. Peace out.